Hey everybody, it's Andrew again, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at question number 45 from the math test inside test 2 in your red book. So go ahead and flip to the math test in test 2, read question number 45, and once you're done reading the question, press play. Great. Now, first things first, of course, we look at question number 45 and immediately you're going to notice it's a word problem. So what does that mean? It means we are going to use Code Cracker, bing, 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 our word problem strategy, our 3 steps that we use to attack every word problem. Starting with step 1. Step 1, we ask ourselves, what am I trying to find? And in this particular word problem, we are trying to find how many gallons does it take? What is it, a fertilizer or something? Yeah, fertilizer. How many gallons of fertilizer do we need to fertilize a half an acre? Now, that doesn't sound too difficult, except that they tell us that 1 fluid ounce of fertilizer will fertilize 40 square feet of ground. Now, that's not great news because we already know we are looking for gallons per acre, and they give us fluid ounces per square foot. That's not going to fly. So what makes this problem hard is that we have to use this technique. You may have heard of it before. It's called dimensional analysis, where you have to use the units to help you work your way logically through the problem. So what are we trying to find? How many gallons does it take to fertilize a half an acre? What do we know? Well, the problem tells us that 1 fluid ounce of fertilizer will fertilize 40 square feet. It tells us that in each acre there are 43,560 square feet, and that each gallon contains 128 fluid ounces. So our job is going to be to take these conversions, find out how many gallons of fertilizer cover a certain amount of acres. In other words, we don't care about fluid ounces and feet, we care about gallons and acres, and we need to use that information to determine how many gallons does it take to fertilize a half an acre. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to follow the trail that the question leaves for us, okay? We already know that in 1, I'm going to move on to step 3, solve the problem. 1 fluid ounce covers 40 square feet. I want to get rid of square feet and fluid ounces. So I'm going to start taking pieces of this problem, the conversion factors, and using them to cancel out these units. So check it out. I'm going to start right here. How do I get rid of square feet and swap it out for an acre? I'm going to use my conversion, and I'm just going to plug it in here. 43,560 feet squared per acre. And look, something nifty happens. My square feet here and my square feet here cancel out. And now what I've just done is I've converted this to fluid ounces per acre. That's pretty great. Next step, I want to get rid of fluid ounces, and I want to be working with gallons, right? So once again, we'll multiply again. And this time, since we want to be dealing with gallons, let's deal with gallons. We know that 1 gallon is 128 fluid ounces. And look, something nifty happens here. My fluid ounces down here cancel my fluid ounces down here. And now I'm left with, up here, the fluid ounces are canceled, the feet are canceled. I'm left with gallons in the numerator. And in the denominator, the feet squared have canceled, the fluid ounces have canceled, and in the denominator, I have acres, which is pretty cool. So now I have, it doesn't look like it right now, but if I was to combine all this into one fraction, this would be the number of gallons per acre of fertilizer that you need. And now the question also tells us that we actually want to know how many gallons do you need to fertilize an acre. So our answer is actually supposed to be in gallons, which means that we even need to get rid of acres somehow. And how do we get rid of acres? We say to ourselves, oh yeah, what did they ask me about? They asked me about how many gallons it takes for a half an acre. So if this is the if this is all the scale, the rate, if this is how many gallons per acre are needed, we need to multiply it by the number of acres we have, and that'll give us how many gallons we need. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and multiply this by 0.5 acres over 1. And now what do you know? The acres cancel here, the acres cancel here, and all that we're going to be left with is gallons. Look at how the answer choices are laid out. It's all in one fraction. So all I'm going to do is take the numerator and the denominator, and I'm going to turn this into one fraction. So in the numerator, I have a 43,560 times a 0.5, right? Yes, and in the denominator, I have a 40 times a 128. So I'm going to look for the answer choice that looks something like this, and it should be answer choice C. Let me double check the old problem here, and sure enough, there it is, answer choice C. So this is the correct answer. We solved this problem using our word problem strategy and this fancy schmancy term called dimensional analysis.